Okay, it's the 3rd of July. Holiday markets going up. S&P trading in uncharted territories. Speaking of S&P, Datadog slips in that the S&P 500, kind of a surprise to everyone. Not Hood, not AppLovin, not LNG. Economic data, that is the theme of the day. Jobs numbers, 835. We have PMI, S&P Global PMI, ISM. We have Atlanta Fed 11. It's a short day here, but we got a lot of action on pre-market prep. Bill Santiago, our resident comedian, 8:35, folks. Let's get fired up and start this show.
The volatility right now is really incredible.
Wow, look at that consolidation on the upper right chart.
You know what we've seen this earnings season? Some of these expected moves get even more violent. This is why I have switched my strategy 10 years ago. And if you're chasing, you're in trouble.
All right, good morning, traders and investors. You see the green on the screen. Up 7 handle, 62.82, just off that pre-market high. 62.85 can't give you resistance when there isn't any. You have the buck just trading up a few pennies here at 96.47, trying to get off the map and not doing a good job. TLT up 32 cents ahead of the jobs number, 87.90. Crude flat with the USO 75.55. GLD and SLV going opposite directions. GLD down a $1.09 at 308.16. SLV slightly green at 33.45. And Bitcoin futures up above 110, up nearly $100 at 110,335. Forget about holiday markets, Christian. Christian Fromhertz coming to the stage. How you doing today, Christian?
Good morning. Happy 4th of July Eve, everybody. Half day today, but a full day of economics. Got a lot of economic reports out today that they're getting 2 days of economics into one, considering that we U.S. markets are closed tomorrow.
Yeah. So how you feeling? You feeling bullish? What's the sentiment out there? I mean, hard to be bearish at these at the levels these markets are at. But let's see if I can bring this up on the stage here. You had something interesting here. The American Association of Individual Investors bears 4-week moving average here, Christian. Is this a sign of a little bit of froth?
It could be there. I mean, this is a survey that folks jump very quickly from one thing to the other. But speaking of jumping and jumping the fence, Helene Meisler tweeted this out earlier, and I find this interesting. It feels like you got dare I say the capitulation word, but it feels like you got a little bit of capitulation from the bears, which have moved in the survey. There's now only 33% bears. That's -7 from the last time they took that survey, and bullishness jumps 10 points in this survey up to 45%. So again, there's been kind of I think the bears have been a little bit stubborn, but there's a little bit of throwing in the towel, I think, for the bears. So yeah, that's a decent change in terms of sentiment that you're seeing.
Okay, I mean, it's hard to call top in this area. I mean, maybe the jobs number will be, I mean, once again, the silver lining market, right? Because if the jobs number is bad, that means we're going lower interest rates in July. We'll have to take a look at the Fed funds tool a little bit closer to the jobs number and see how that changes. And if it's good, then hey, economy's still strong, tariffs didn't hurt. We're off to the races. So there's a look. We'll look at consumer sentiment. The S&P. I don't know if they pulled a fast one, but anticipation. Juniper going off the board yesterday. A lot of speculation that Robinhood was going to go in, cross the century mark. A lot of people anticipatory buying here. Crosses 100. People leading long, and they snuck in Datadog. Did you have that on your radar, Christian?
Datadog was not one I think that a lot of people have talked about. So yeah, I mean, it's funny that the anticipation was that, hey, maybe it's Robinhood this time. A couple other companies I think where there was speculation around. Chenier was one. There's a couple other ones too, Joel, right? That
Yeah,
folks were looking
yeah.
at.
We'll go back to the usual. Let's look at the price action here in the dog. I mean, they replayed, a technology company with a technology company. I mean, I think, if you're looking to try and find out, I mean, the hood. I mean, everyone's still waiting for that to happen. Quick, the
App
price at.
11 was the one I was thinking of.
Yep,
Yeah, no App 11, no 11 for App 11 today.
yep. Down to a quiet consolidation there. But let's look at the price action in the dog here. You had a triple top. So if you were trading this just technically, you were looking at see can this bust through 135, and it did that with ease here. So that's going to be major support, right? Yeah, three highs at the 135.50 level. The spike in the pre-market, you got a 152.50 print overnight. And then a little spike this morning, but kind of settling in here at 147, 148 area. I think the thing to look at would be they do have a gap fill up to 149.01. That was the back in February when you gap down. So take a look at that bar, 149.01. Another high at 148.47. So there you go. There's a look at the price action on Datadog. I don't know if you want to be, chasing this one. I mean, quiet day yesterday, follow through today. It's just a question. Will people be ringing the register from that? We're able to scoop that up. Really, it was pretty much a straight up line from 136 to 146, and it was a little hairy trying to get the data out there. The S&P site being jammed with people just hitting it, and you have to think that some algo jumpers are great anticipation there.
Yeah, but maybe they can use Datadog or some other another company to upgrade their site, because this happened last time too. Around the announcement of the S&P inclusions before quadruple witching, they had the same problem where their website crashed. And and if you remember last time, I think there was even more anticipation that something was either going to happen for App 11 or Robinhood, and they got nothing. We got nothing, right, for that announcement. But the site got crashed then too. So I think the S&P site has to do some type of an upgrade, right?
Yeah, we'll have to get our technical people on that, right? To work out those kinks. I mean, if everyone's pinging at the same time, right? Then you're gonna have those kind of problems. The price action in Robinhood yesterday, a lot of anticipatory buying, right? Taking it over the century mark, making a high at 10088. It did have a quick dip in here under 95 here earlier this morning. I don't know. Could we have like a little bit of an inside day here in Robinhood? You're far off yesterday's low at 90.90. And you're still $5 away from that high at 10088. I guess a good number for today, if you had to pick one number, it'd be 97.98. That was the all-time closing high from yesterday. So Robinhood starting in the red, and what's been perking up a little bit is Bull. Bull's been picking up here. Webull Corporation. That's actually trading at the highs of a session. Sat there at $10 forever, and now making a nice move here. So the brokerage firm IBKR just sneaking right back up to all-time highs. Any of the brokerage firms on your radar, Christian?
Yeah, I the Webull has been cited a lot. I mean, this is a big retail trader name. It feels a bit like a meme stock. A lot of retail traders all over this, but outside of that move, yeah, I think that the interactive brokers has been a nice move. I think all of these brokers have been really strong. I mean, that was a big move by interactive brokers for as much attention as Webull is getting. I'm surprised some of the other names are not getting as much attention. Schwab is kind of interesting too. It hasn't been moving much, but it's kind of sitting. It's sitting at the highs here. So that looks like the group looks very strong. I'm wondering if I want to buy the dip a little bit in Robinhood today, because I did sell some at the psychological level of 100. I was in the camp that Robinhood, not outside of the this being included in the S&P, but it just looked like it wanted to run to 100. So I was trying not to. It got very close there back on, what was it? Back on Tuesday as well. Didn't quite make it. I think it got to. Did it get to like 98? I think on Tuesday, and
A couple
and then
days
it
ago.
sold off a bit. And when it got back up to 98, I trimmed a little bit more, and I did have an order out at 100, which I got it. So very pleased for this swing trade to work out really well. And I have to think, it's tough to say, I'm going to buy the dip at like 95, because it's it's higher than it was a
Is that
couple
a
days
dip?
ago. But I'll be watching it today. It'll definitely be on my radar today.
All right, just real quickly, just touch on the price action in Tesla yesterday. I mean, it had a good day. Filled the gap, kind of settled in here, up a buck. I just a decision time here for Tesla. It did get the bounce of the not as bad expected numbers, and just hanging in here. So I don't know. I mean, kind of no man's land to me here. Quite a bit off the high of the move, kind of like in between that whole move. Maybe that would be a better technical formation than these former resistance points. Actually, I think I'll do that real quick here for Tesla. It does give you technical setups. Let's go to drawing. Let's go Fibonacci lines here. The high of the move. You can see the high of the move here, and that recent dip with the spat, and look at that 50% coming in here right at this area, 316, 317. So let's see if the bulls can establish a bid there. Tesla, good news, bad news, bad news, good news. But Wall Street Journal doesn't seem to, the articles seem to be moving in much today, trading up $1.33 in Tesla. I don't think Musk is going anywhere at that company. But Tesla, any comments on Tesla, Christian?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head here. It's a bit on a technical basis. It's a little bit in no man's land. The short term level that I'm watching is 318.30. There's some resistance on my charts there. From a support level, not too far down, like right around 314 is my support level. So I would be watching to see which way it breaks, because you did have this a bit of like an oversold bounce on data that wasn't as bad as what everybody feared. So that's what I would be watching for. And I don't think you have to force a trade here. It looks like this name is quiet down a little bit, and in a bit of a sideways range.
All right, let's let's go to TripAdvisor here, and boy, you see the news about Starboard taking a 9% stake, and you're like, I wonder when they were doing their buying. Well, you went to 13 to 14 2 days ago. You went 14 to 15 yesterday. Now you're trading up over $16, up $1.31. That's not even the high. After hours high comes in at 17.35, holding 16 here. Big move the preceding 2 days by Starboard. If you talk about the laggard trade here, this stock definitely fits the bill, Christian. TripAdvisor Inc. trading up nicely this morning.
Yeah, it looks like this, they'll come in and shake things up, and clearly this name has not been a top performer in the travel space. Been much better places to be. Expedia has been a nice outperformer. Um, Booking, BKNG. While that's a tough name to trade, it definitely. I mean, Booking. If talking about a name that needs a stock split, this is a really tough name to trade. But some of these names that they don't split, they just kind of quietly grind higher. And Booking, which I remember had decent earnings, has been looking pretty good. MMYT is another one that I used to own for a little while, but it seems to have gone sideways. But the travel names have been holding up pretty well.
Hey, you always come up with that. I never saw this one. Make My Trip Limited, MMYT. Consolidating. That's a move ahead. Well, we're early in the month, an inside month so far. But you know what? The consumer, they're traveling, right? They're spending. Airlines. We had Frank Holmes on yesterday talking about the 50 million digital nomads out there, people moving around, different places to work. Delta Airlines, folks, keep an eye on $50 here, multiple highs in the end of June and July. Looks like you've cleared it today, so maybe a little holiday trade here, up to the triple top at 52. Little room there, a little room in Delta Airlines. United Airlines, that's just kind of sneaky too, kind of consolidating after getting a bump off the June low, not fully participating in the market. We can look at the love has been getting some love as of late, but still way down off its 2021 highs. So there's
Check out as well. I mean, by the way, it's a huge travel week, huge travel day today, yesterday. What has been pretty impressive is the cruise lines too. RCL has really had some momentum to the upside. That's basically gone straight up. But the whole group looks pretty strong here too. Viking Cruise, which is a name that I've traded for a while. I don't have anything on in Viking Cruise, but that's also sitting at new highs. So apparently people going on cruises. You going on a cruise anytime soon, Joel?
No, not a cruise, not a cruise guy here.
Carnival's up near highs too.
Yeah, it
So
sure is.
the whole group is very
Boy,
strong.
what about Viking seems to be a little bit of the laggard. Huh? I'm looking at Viking. No, not Viking. What was I looking at? NCLH.
Oh,
Little
yeah.
bit. Maybe time for a little bit of catch up for NCLH. Quite a bit off that $15 low, but quite off that where it got near 30. High for the year is 30. So see if there's a little catch up trade with Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. We're coming in. We still have 11 minutes before the jobs data. We can preview that here in a few minutes. Moving on to cover some stocks. We talked about the momentum in the market, right? The momentum in the market. People are watching their TV, their CNBC, and Kramer found a stock that he liked. TMC, the Metals Company Inc. You can see the price action being reflected in the after hours trading when he was on. Boy, quick fall from 8 to 6. I'm not sure what precipitated that, but building a nice base here at $5.80 to $6 level. As I said, the pop was over. I just keep an eye on 7, just an easy number. You did have your 4-day high at 7.15. You had another high at 6.90. Also, that little bump, the little break halfway back takes you right back to that $7 area. Traded 6.59. So if you get this one off the hop, maybe a shorter term target could be the $7 area. Christian, I know you look at some other stocks in this sector. What do you have on your radar?
Yeah, so I think the drop happened because of the China deal. Whether or not the U.S. is going to get access to to metals, as well as they're talking about magnets. So both TMC dropped TMC and MP Materials dropped quite a bit. That's another one too where I traded this one about a week ago, and I bailed on it once I heard about the possibility of the trade deal happening. So these names have been a little bit out of favor of the last couple of weeks, and I know TMC caught a move on the on Kramer having them on. I think MP's kind of at an interesting level, and I know both of these companies, I believe, have recently gotten government contracts. So I kind of like this MP in here, but I'm not yet ready to kind of jump on it. Maybe if I see a turn here and the stock gets above 33, which would be something to see if it kind of turns from this recent dip that it's had. Another company that recently has seen a little bit of option activity, also mentioned in the rare earth space, is METC. This was previously more of a play on coal, but it had a decent jump, but the jump faded not yesterday, but on Tuesday. So that's another one too. If you're into the rare earths names, I would also keep METC on your radar as well.
That had a heck of a range on Tuesday, huh? And then right back up on Wednesday, and boy, oh boy, news really for a $10 stock. That's a huge range to see if it will settle in today. It's already gotten back half. Looking at the close there, well, we're ready to close. Let's see about. I think you see a 12 bid today. I'd kind of use that as a little bit of a pivot for METC. All right, the environment that we're in is quite a crazy one, right? With some of these IPOs, I believe CV came out yesterday. Caspo Vision, I think Brent said that had a float of 5 million, which is not very much. Caspo Vision, what can you say about 1 day of price action? Big old range here, but a lot of speculation in this small stock. 1 day of price action, I guess I can give you yesterday's high, and that's what you have, 572. It looks like you did have some crazy action in this earlier this morning. Trading up to 11.99, pretty good volume being thrown around. Also fitting into the that low float category, BGL. What a day yesterday, coming back down $17, and then another one we had was NAM, and tough stocks to trade. Not much technical, not much fundamental information. Takes a while to build that 50-day moving average. But hey, if you can knock it out of the park with these stocks, go right ahead, Christian. I know you're probably going to take a big old pass on these issues.
Well, I think these are interesting companies. CapsoVision, medtech company develops imaging and AI technologies that are deployed in capsule endoscopy solutions to identify abnormalities of the gastrointestinal tract for diagnostic and screening purposes. So interesting little company there. I mean, I'll keep that one on the radar. What was the other symbol? Is NAM?
NAM, NAMM.
This one, less of a description on this one. This is a mining company, so precious metal company extracting minerals and metals, including gold. So a little gold miner, it looks like, and maybe some other names. Something to kind of keep keep on the board in terms of newer companies to watch. So, a question from the chat on PL. I like this company. I'm long this company. This is more of a speculative type name. This is Planet Labs, into this kind of in the niche of what's been hot lately is space companies, satellite companies. This is a public Earth imaging company. So I thought this was interesting. Caught my attention about a week ago, where it started to see some option activity in the name. And, we know that things like Rocket Labs, SATS, these things have been really strong. So I took a speculative position in this I believe it was last week. And it got a contract award just the other day, which kind of caused it to spike up there a little bit. They announced a 240 million euro agreement with Germany, which caused the move to go up. But I think this is a great space to be in. So I'm in it. I don't like how that candle worked yesterday. I
No.
sold a little bit into that strong move because that's just what I do when we have when you're in a position and you get lucky with some type of contract announcement. But I'd like to see it get back above 621. I know this is obviously a low price stock. Another company also that people seem to be looking at the dip here a little bit is I just drew a blank on the name, not SATS, but there's another satellite.
ASTS?
I'm sorry.
ASTS?
ASTS. There you go. Nice, Joel. Little bit of a dip in this one. This is AST Space Mobile. Getting interesting here in the dip. I missed this run up, this night, really nice move from $24 to 50. So it basically doubled, but sitting back here around the 20-day moving average. So I would be watching for a turn in ASTS. Definitely something I'm watching today and perhaps next week.
Okay, yeah. Going back to that PL here, forming support, nice support at the $6 area, and then I'm also as well as the support buyer stepping up at 6. Multiple closes here. I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 5 closes. Let's just call it 611 marks the spot. 611, 612. So major consolidation here in PL. All right. We are approaching a jobs number here on a Thursday, and we can do a little bit of a preview of those jobs numbers. Christian, what do you have for us?
Yeah, I just showed the screen there on Bloomberg, just indicating what the survey numbers are. I mean, look at all the data that we're going to get. 10 o'clock, we're going to get data too with ISM services, which could be a very interesting number. That I think that has the possibility to move the markets a half hour after the open today. But first things first, change in non-farm payrolls. They're looking for only 106,000, so kind of low number that they're looking for. Same thing in change in private payrolls. I'm looking for 100,000 there. I would also keep an eye on the average hourly earnings month over month. That's one of those gauges of inflation that you could look at. They're looking for a positive plus 0.3%. So also keep an eye on that. And then it keeps going here. You'll get also initial jobless claims for the week. So again, they're lumping in 2 days of data into one because we're off tomorrow. So we'll get this data out in about a minute. Any thoughts, Joel, on the ADP number earlier? I think he's on mute. Mute.
I did on that. Well, I took a slurp of water there. It was soft yesterday, right? And what happened?
This ADP number has been kind of, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be in line with what you get for the actual number. So yeah, it was a bit weak, but I think people are starting to kind of say the ADP number, doesn't necessarily mean that the Friday's jobs report, or in this case, the Thursday jobs report number is going to be in line with that. So we shall see shortly.
Yeah, we shall see here in less than 20 seconds. I mean, you've had a relentless buy the dip mentality here in the market. Trading right about just above mid-range. That pre-market high comes in at 62.85. The pre-market low 70.50. Oh boy, they liked it. Immediate pop, a new high here. They're buying. They got their buying shoes on. 62.95 was the initial pop. So they like it. What a surprise. S&P's now making a charge here for 6,300, 62.95 high. The June jobs report. What do you got for us, Brentster?
Oh, go ahead.
Or Christian, what do you got for us?
Yeah, kind of interesting here because the change in non-farm payrolls was 147, so that's a beat versus the survey of 106. However, the change in private payrolls was less, 74,000 versus 100,000. So a little bit of a difference there. And also, when you look at the unemployment rate, that drops to 4.1%. That change in average hourly earnings month over month actually was a little bit less than expected. So plus 0.2 versus expected plus 0.3. So a little bit of a drop in inflation, that the jobs inflation, I should say.
So the Goldilocks market continues here, right? I don't think this is going to put a ton of pressure on the Fed here. I don't know. We can take a look at our Fed funds tool and stuff. For the lot of debate over that whether or not we'll see a July interest rate reduction, but right now unemployment rate of 4.1. I mean, why don't they save it for when they actually need it? When the economy's slowing down here, but
I think this is going to be tough for the futures bounced on this, or like S&P futures now up about 1/3%. But look at what the dollar's doing and what rates are doing. The dollar, which has really been under pressure, the dollar is flying right now, up 0.5%, and bonds are taking a hit here too. So rates are moving higher on this number. For whatever reason, they didn't like that that number, as yields are really going up. TLT is now indicated down about 0.5%, and yeah, what I'm staring right at is what the dollar is doing. That's a big move in the dollar this morning, up 0.5%. So that translates for now. Equities like it, but I don't know. I'm thinking that might get faded here a bit.
a little bit of a mixed bag here, huh? That's a good point. You would think with this TLT, let's get the pre-market action in here. Just real quickly before we go to our guest, Bill Santiago, the lingering effects of the dollar here. You did get a pop off that number, but just a really straight down move for the entire year. The buck just not getting a little pop here, but still in the long term downtrend. Right now, that's boding well for the markets. All right, S&Ps. I'll just give you a quick recap there. Pretty much a straight up move. There was no buy the dip opportunity there. They liked the number. They saw it. We got up to 62.95. As I said, that with the rolling front month contract, that is officially a new all-time high based on the September contract.
I mean, it's surprising. We get Bill here in a second here, but it's surprising. Hi, just jumping in, that IWM just absolutely ripping higher on this and TLT going down. I mean, IWM wants lower rates. We're not getting that off this number here. TLT went the opposite way. So, I mean, this just shows you the silver lining bull market that we're in. They're like, oh, economy's strong. Let's go. This is good. Like that's where we are now with the markets. It's good news is good news. Bad news is good news too, because this is going to do nothing for the Fed to be thinking about cutting rates in July. I'll tell you that much here. And TLT is pricing that in here right now. So I'm skeptical of the IWM rally. The S&P rallies no matter what. Full of tech stocks just finds a way. But IWM, let's just talk small caps for a split second, has had a hell of a run here now. And we've continued, and we're continuing to go here higher this morning. I'm skeptical in this rally on the IWM.
Okay, yeah, good point. Not getting back up to all-time highs. A little bit of the laggard. We'll see. I mean, you're well above that 221, the highs from the two previous days. So keep an eye on that as support. And then no daily highs in here at all. So we'll see if the IWM could stay up with the rates steady or potentially higher. We do have our inflation data.
I'm going to jump. I just want to wish everybody have a happy 4th of July, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, Christian.
Have a great holiday, guys.
Okay. All right. Let's get in the holiday spirit with our comedian extraordinaire. Bill Santiago, the founder of the Wealth Evaporation Fund.
Wealth Evaporation Fund. Yes, we're doing great this year.
Evaporating wealth as you should.
Oh my God. Nobody times the bottom for panic selling like I do. It's amazing.
Sold it all in April?
Before you ask, yes, I have been shorting the market since April 8th, and I'm not about to stop now. Hello, FOMO Nation! How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're looking at this relentless rally going higher here, and if you are indeed short, it's been a really rough run here for a while here, Bill. No, in all seriousness, though, like, talk to us about these. What do you think about the Trump-Musk feud? We got to ask you, what are your thoughts here with Trump and Musk?
My entire life stability depends on his tweets. Every time that Musk tweets, I get a little bit closer to homelessness. Just when I think that Tesla trade's going to work out for me, I start getting margin calls. It's amazing to me. And then I woke up yesterday to sell half my Tesla stock right before deliveries. It's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster. But Trump is an amazing market. A leader, circus tamer. He's a market tamer, and you can do great in this market if you just listen to what he's telling you, because he tips you off. Today would be a great day to buy stocks.
I know. That was like the best tip of all time from anyone.
Come on! How much more can he do for you today? Now, Rick, I was watching it. I wasn't thinking. I didn't realize somebody could be so plainly transparent, especially him. It was like now, like right now. Today would be a great day to sell real estate in Tehran.
he kind of said that too.
Yeah. Today would be a great day if you're named Elon to start packing your bags for a really long trip out of the country. He's telling you, you just got to pay attention.
He's transparent, man. He's transparent. I'll give him that. Love him or hate him, he speaks what he's thinking.
He's transparently orange. Yeah, it is kind of a love-hate thing. But I love how he gets right down to business. As soon as he got in, he started with he's a man of priorities. He starts with those executive orders. I think one of his first executive orders was lifting the ban on showerhead pressure. Are you aware of this?
No.
Yeah, it's an example. He couldn't stand the fact that Biden and Obama put limits on the amount of showerhead pressure, so he signed an executive order to make American showers great again.
Wow, I did not know this.
And Joel, I know you're a fan of water. I can smell the chlorine on you right now. How many laps did you do this morning?
Joel?
I took the day off, Bill.
Oh,
I took the day. Yeah,
The chlorine I smell is from yesterday.
Yeah. You don't need to shower when you go into the pool, right? After that,
that's my theory, but not a lot of people believe me. You must be.
Bill, let's get to the market dynamics here a little bit. And I know you haven't been shorting the market because I've been taking your signals on True Social. I mean, I'm sure you're on there and you have it. You're ready to go. Is there?
I take my signals from you, Joe. The fact that you use the word Goldilocks today makes me want to sell everything. As soon as you start hearing Goldilocks, you got to get out. It's too good.
Where are the three bears? The three bears can't be far behind Goldilocks.
So is inflation isn't a thing anymore, right? We never talk about it. It's over.
Done. CPI.
Except in the supermarket, my eggs, I still can't afford eggs. I mean, we've been through a lot, you guys and I, but the whole egg thing, I was thinking about it. Who would have ever thought that the most expensive part of steak and eggs would be the eggs?
It's pretty crazy. But Trump told us that the eggs were down 180% in price, so we're okay.
I don't know. They're still costing me $20 a dozen. I don't know what they were up to now. I can't buy it unless I get it with my points. So I actually don't know what they cost. You go over to the display and you just see all of these zeros, and you're like, I can't do this, but like they'll give it to you with points. It must be costing me $100 a dozen by this point.
Are you with inflation? Are you have you been raising ticket prices for your shows?
Yes, they're now free. I've raised them. I've doubled them.
Nice.
And you still haven't made the plan to come to the Motor City yet, correct?
Oh, I plan on it. As soon as I can work it out. Don't worry. I will satisfy that craving of yours and get out there as soon as I can. I have a lot of things going on at the moment, but as soon as I can get out there, I will.
I
heard you guys talking a lot about that stable coin the other day. Do you guys even understand that?
No. Explain it to us. Can you explain it to us?
All I know is they call it a stable coin, which right away makes me very skeptical. If you got to call it a stable coin, it's got to be. Have you seen the chart of that circle? Does that look stable to you? It looks like a graph of the San Andreas Fault. I would be less skeptical if they just came out and called it Ponzi coin or scam bucks. I mean, apparently stable coin, the way it works is like a digital coin, but it's pegged to another currency, like to a fiat currency, like stable coin. Isn't it pegged to the US dollar?
I think so. I'm not even sure.
And isn't that going down? How stable could it be if you're pegging it to a currency that's
going down every day? And I mean,
the most stable coin there's ever been are the pennies, and we can't even afford to make them anymore. We're done with the pennies. Do you realize that?
Yeah, Canada got done with them 10 years ago, so we're ahead of you.
But you didn't call them pennies. What did you call them?
There were pennies. We have loonies. You're thinking about dollars that are the loonies. The loonies and the toonies.
All I know is that it costs 3 cents now to make a penny, and this is the foundation of our entire economy. We're losing at the most basic fundamental level at a rate of 3 to 1.
Make a penny. You can't on every penny.
A penny for your thought now costs a nickel.
It's a nickel for your thoughts. You're right. There's no inflation on CPI anymore, but there's definitely on your thoughts. It's true.
So are they gonna can Powell, or is he gonna stick it out? I thought his time was limited. I heard today that if he wants, he can stick around for another 2 years. Is that true? What's happening?
That's a good question, actually. Brentster might know that in the background. I think we're middle of next year is when his term is up. Let's go find out. Hey, we could just ask Siri. Siri's AI now. Did you hear that?
How often do you guys use the Chat GPT?
I don't. My wife uses it all the time, though. I never do. I need to learn how.
It's fantastic. I put my little 9-year-old on it for the first time. She started asking it questions about this game, Dress to Impress, on Roblox, and ChatGPT came back. Oh, have you tried the whole new fashion thing with the this and this dresses and down the runway? Are you more of this kind of a player? Are you more of that kind of player? And within seconds, Valentina, my little 9-year-old, goes, "Oh my God, ChatGPT gets me more than my best friends. This is my new bestie." Within seconds, and it's taken over.
That's where we are.
This is going for a long time, but it's going for deep. I talk to it in the middle of the night. I'm like, "Chat, can we talk? Can we talk? What's going on, Bill? I'm here for you." That's the way it talks to me.
It's your psychiatrist.
It's my psychiatrist. It's my therapist. I never write an email without asking ChatGPT to vet it.
That's true. Actually, you can use it for that too.
Yeah, that whole penny thing that was written by ChatGPT, by the way.
Roblox. I want to ask you about Roblox because
it's up. It's almost doubled.
Yes.
You know I'm in that. All the big stocks, I am in it, but I only buy one. Apparently, any stock that has gone up 1,000%. Believe me, I'm in it, but I only have like one share. Qubits, my qubit stock, my quantum stock, I swear to you, it's up 500%. It's a total of $20 at this point.
Hey, that'll buy a coffee and a bagel.
Won't even buy a coffee. Won't buy me an egg. I'll tell you that.
Won't buy an egg.
By the way, Joel, you still owe me a steak dinner from like 5 years ago, but I want the omelet now. Okay, it's more valuable.
He did
I
a
do.
trade.
I think I do. I think I owe Dennis a few.
Or maybe a paddleboard from Costco. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's taking us all out for steak dinners in New York. That's what we need to have done.
Yeah, New York City. That'll be a few dollars. So Bill, just the market's at all time highs here. We know that you're joking about selling and shorting and everything.
I'm not sure yet.
Is there any favorite tidbits from the show? I know you listen different at different times, taking your kids to school or whatever. Has there been any spats between Dennis and I that have caught your attention, or me being on mute?
I just love the fact that you guys have a new opening to the show. The last one was getting a little tired, and yet I miss the old one. I miss the old opening, I must say.
Buy the stock for a penny. So.
And a penny, yes. I got you. Don't you miss that? You should put that one back in.
Okay.
I didn't know it's gone.
Yeah,
I don't pay attention to anything. My wife always says I notice nothing. I think she's correct. I didn't even notice that. We have a new opening?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, you got a new opening. So earnings season coming up. How do you think we're gonna do for the earnings season? Is that this is my earnings season shirt. I will not take it off to the end of earnings season. That's what I've learned from you guys. Wear the same shirt all the way through earnings season.
I don't change my clothes during market volatility. Nobody bathes. There's no time for bathing.
I know you don't change your clothes.
You got to make money.
And Joel doesn't take a shower after he swims. I love it.
Did you have, before we let you go, did you happen to catch the birthday special that we did for Dennis?
No, I didn't. Dennis, happy birthday. Merry Christmas, Easter. You guys only call me once every 2 years now. And I'm actually afraid because you usually call me right when things are going to hell. And things are going pretty good right now. So I'm really kind of scared that July, it's been up the past 20 years, but now the fact that we're talking now makes me think this could be the year that we have a down July.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna go out on a limb. As soon as that big beautiful bill passes, we're going down 75%, and that's
that'd be impressive. That'd be a dip to buy.
That's when you want to time that panic sell. I do it with my generational loss algo. It never fails. I always pinpoint the exact worst time to sell everything, and I hit that button. And I know there's a lot of people out there that would like to follow me. And if you just sign up right now for the Never Not Wrong Santiago newsletter, I will tweet out to you. I will let you know exactly when to panic sell.
Okay. All right.
I'm hoping to help all of your followers out there. Why should I keep this in? Why should I be the only one?
Yes, you should have your own newsletter. Well,
Bill, don't understand. I've been through it. I've been through all of this market stuff, and I don't do it to make money. I do it for that deep sense of humiliation that I get every time that I'm wrong. And I'm sort of an evangelist for it. I go out, I tell all my friends about it. You got to get in this whole stock market thing. Supposedly very few people do it. I'm like, you got to do it. It's fantastic. The best thing about the stock market is that there is no barrier to entry. Anybody can start losing money right away.
For free.
For free.
Free trading. So you can lose money for free.
And if you're lucky, if you start out with enough money, they'll lend you more money so you can lose more than you started with.
Yeah. The whole business model is really built on that payment for order flow, where they want to trade directly against your orders, and we will pay directly against your orders. So stop charging them commissions. We'll actually pay to play against the other side of your orders. That's a Citadel business model.
It's fantastic. And remember, it's all built on the 3-to-1 loss penny foundation.
Yes. Yeah. Bill, thanks for coming on. It was tough to find a guest here on the 3rd of July. A lot of people started their vacations early. So
is that why I'm on today? Because no one's watching?
No. We needed a little bit of humor today, but
that's all I gave you was a little bit. Courtesy.
No, you gave me a lot, Bill. We got it.
No, it's always a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. I do try to keep up with you guys, and I'm glad that you're thriving, that things are evolving. And I always have a lot of fun whenever I tune in, and especially when I get a chance to be a part of it. And I'm grateful for the little time that we spent together. I hope everybody has a wonderful 4th. I hope July is fantastic. Don't forget to double down on your Jumia stock right now. Okay. I'm predicting.
You know what other stock we want to double down is maybe Nathan's Famous. It's Joey Chaw's Joey Chestnut is back in the July 4th hot dog eating contest, the Nathan's hot dog. He is back. I heard he's been, doing all of his exercises, jaw exercises, where he extra moves. He's going to try to eat 80 hot dogs.
It's a great contrarian play to the Ozempic fad. I love it.
He may be the most impressive. He might be the most dominant athlete ever to exist.
Now, here's what
most dominant to his sport.
Now, when people go to watch this eating sport of total
I watch
of total indulgence. What do you watch on TV? What are you eating while you're watching?
Oh, what I'm sitting there.
What do you snack on while you're watching somebody?
My kids are huge Joey Jaws fans. They're like, Dad, how many hot dogs do you think you could eat? And they start throwing them at me. I was like, I don't know. This is a good idea.
And then after that, he goes on the roller coaster. I mean, it sounds like the worst possible combination there in Coney Island. Just stuff going in and out of your body all day long. It's I can't get too excited. I can't get too excited about that.
Okay. All right, Bill.
Wish you well.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you again soon. Bill Santiago, comedian extraordinaire, joining us here on Pre-Market Prep. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay, Dennis, the fade. We're fading.
A little bit here. So I was skeptical of the rally with TLT going straight down. Right to be skeptical here. We have now fallen, given back half of the gains on the IWM. I'm going to blame Bill. We'll blame Bill. Wealth Evaporation Fund coming on here during that time. Why not? Sorry, Bill. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, the small caps / a lot of stocks need lower rates. They want them and they need them. Right? It's a lot of companies still losing money there. Why are we ripping that the hardest on that number? The algo's just this, crazy now. So I don't think that made any sense at all. So we're leaking here now too. The only thing TLT, TLT is right near the lows. It's your towel. It's your lie detector test. This is what we talk about. The market's all about relationships. It's not about charts. It's about relationships, folks. And it's about understanding those relationships. What moves affect things. And the algos still haven't figured that out. And that's why there's edges for us as human beings, understanding those relationships. So TLT straight down here. Not huge down, but down enough that stocks should pay attention to that. And it wasn't a great day yesterday either. So TLT, a little bit of leak here. And that is concerning because a lot of stocks want lower rates. And with TLT going down, you're actually getting higher rates.
Gold not taking a liking to this either. Was trading up, now trading down over a percentage point here. Bitcoin's come off a little bit too, but Dennis, as you spoke about that TLT, I mean, this thing ripped over 224 to 224.51, quickly giving back $2 here. The S&P IWM. IWM. Oh, it's come in
with 224.
I got 224.51.
Come on, on that number.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I saw 223.50. 224.50 is just insane.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good number for the small caps.
831.
Dennis, but again, we're in a silver lining bull market where good news is good news and bad news is good news. So that's what they're trying to do. This is not great news if you're cheerleading interest rates to go lower. Brent was coming out. Brent's in the background there. You're watching the Fed. He'll bring Brent in here because he's watching the Fed tools. And on the 830 number, the odds of interest rates cuts actually went down, correct?
Correct. Yeah, July went down sharply. September went down also. I'm looking at the CME FedWatch tool right now. Let me just make sure it updated. Yep, it is updated. So one sec. July probability is at, wait, am I looking at this right? September probability is at, yeah, so
you want to show us what you're looking at? Can you show us?
I got it on my other comp. I figured it out. So
I can do it.
So
bring it up, Joel.
5% chance of a July rate cut. It was at 30% yesterday, as far as I can remember. It's at 4.7%. Basically nothing. The July chance is at 3.5%. for a 50-point rate, 50-point basis cut, and then the 25-point basis cut is now at 72%. I think that was at like 90% as of yesterday. So that did come down about 20%. October, we're looking at about an 80% chance of a rate cut October, and then December. Dennis, you're
I'm the only one that has said no rate
chance of a
cuts
rate
this year.
cut, 3%.
That's
That's
only
up.
3%.
Still
So
only
that's up a
3%,
little
but
bit.
that's like
3% going to
triple.
100% right there. That's how you. But what would that be? Like a 30 bagger?
We were
30 bagger.
You know what? You know who discussed this with us, and we looked at the contract on Kelce. Remember?
We hate quizzes. Stop quizzing me. Remember, I can't remember what I did yesterday or what I ate for breakfast. The quizzes.
Blue? Was
He's
it Blue?
just like the quiz master.
No, Blue was in the other camp. Blue was in the other
so
camp. It was okay.
Before a test.
No more tests. No more tests. You get 2
Who
more
was it, Joel?
Rob McLister.
It was Rob. Rob knows rates. Rob
remember?
knows rates. What was Rob saying? What was he saying? I don't remember. Tell me.
He was he was on when we were out at your place, and we were looking at Kelce, and he was, I think we even had some inflation data that day, and the contract was trading at, I think, very low percentage, like 15%. And he was like, he made a recommendation. He said, hey, I don't think there's going to be any rate cuts at all this year.
Me and Rob are the only 2 people in the world that think there's no rate cuts this year. Although Rob is has a lot more information and a lot more knowledge on this subject than I do. So I'm just kind of throwing darts. But
you might be convincing me, Dennis. Like 2 months ago when you were saying that, or like a month and a half ago, I wasn't that convinced. I'm kind of convinced now. You kind of, if it's only a 4% chance of no rate cuts, I mean that's
too low.
That's a bet that I would take.
Low.
Exactly. Get it up toward 25%, and I'll feel a little bit.
What happens if CPI starts ticking higher? What if they actually calculated CPI for real? What if they actually, went out there and actually added up all the stuff for real? Because I'll tell you, yesterday when I was at the grocery store, it's unbelievable. The prices of stuff is not even thinking about going down, and they're still escalating. Like, you're at like, a little tin of strawberries, $9.99 a can, and grapes, are $4.99 a pound. And you just look at everything. This was $2.99 a pound, like 2 years ago. A loaf of bread, $3.99. It was like $1.99 or 2 for $5 at the worst. Like now you're like way above that too. People are telling us that prices are going down. They're insane. Prices are not going down. They're never going down. They're saying they're not going up. Go buy a truck. Go onto the lot. Look at the price of the F-150s. You tell me prices are going down. Crazy talk.
A great thing about humor and comedy is that it stems from reality. And Bill joking about, what you just said, go to the grocery store and like, hey, I don't think that the inflation knows that when I go to the grocery store, I'm spending $20 for eggs. I mean, it's
the eggs aren't bad in Canada, but everything else is. Like milk has always been, because we have that dairy tariff. I'd love to get rid of that dairy tariff, but what do you pay for a gallon of milk? It's cheap in the States. What is it? $1.50, $2? We're like $5.
Dang.
They burn us, man. Beer.
I only buy half.
There's a lot of things with the exchange rate that actually aren't, are almost as cheap, or if not cheaper in Canada. But gas and beer and milk are not those things. Certain things. But I mean, just looking at this market, and it's silver lining all over the place though. And the rally this morning off of that was just showing you how much silver lining is really in this market. TLT straight down, interest rates not going up. Who cares? Buy stocks. Well, that algo's getting punched a little bit here this morning. So I don't know if we're going to reverse here today, but that was one of the dumbest algo buys that we've had in a long time on that 830 number.
All right. Well, that's about it today here on Pre-Market Prep. Big thanks, big shout out to Bill Santiago joining us here, giving us a comedic look at the markets. We're going out poised to make a new all-time closing high. The only thing we have to do is close above yesterday's close is 75.75. I think it'd be interesting. Can the Bulls get us back up to back to that 62.96 level? That's it's only $10 away. So Tracy Raniak will be from Morningstar will be joining us on Monday. Everyone be safe out there and enjoy your family on this holiday weekend.